Hello, I am Spacer J. If you're new here, welcome to my tale of the ultimate Minecraft survival challenge. If you've hung around to this point, welcome back. This in-game third year begins with a tall skyscraper apartment still very much in progress. Before the project had begun, I had nearly a full chest worth each of gravel and sand. But the tower is using a lot of concrete, more than I anticipated, and it has been a frequent effort to replenish depleted resource stocks in order to keep on going. Day 754 turned up a new villager near the Bone Block Apartments. A quick check revealed all the other villagers in that area alive and well. He may have to go without a regular home and bed for a while, for given his present location, I have future plans for him. An influx of traders occurred during my continued construction. Nothing too valuable for most of them, but the third one in the bunch offered sand and black dye, which I sorely needed to finish the apartment tower. While I did not design a trapping system for the cave spider spawner, I did at least enchant up a Bane of Arthropods 4 and Looting 3 sword. Good for one-shotting those pesky cave spiders. Although they got plenty of hits in on me in return. Such a small hitbox leads to a lot of poisoning. Before 1.16.2 occurred, I figured I should cash in on some piglin trading. This is part of exploring the new Nether update after all, and there is much to be gained from it. This is what half a stack of gold ingots got me, minus the Nether quartz. It got mixed in with some I had mined, and so I lost count. The string was especially useful as I can always use as much wool as possible for artificial grass. This began another triangular trade cycle. I would slaughter zombie piglins in the Nether for experience and gold nuggets, and craft those up into ingots to give to the regular piglins, who would then bestow whatever materials they would upon me. And once those ingots ran out, begin the hunting anew. While I have a good gold supply outside the Nether, this is mostly reserved for crafting golden apples. Though I still spend about a stack of those ingots of that, reserved for piglin trading. I foresee a day in which I will have to venture out very far in the overworld to dig up sand from the sea floor. As elytra are not possible, the fastest way to travel far would be a transportation line through the Nether. So I began constructing roads in all cardinal directions for my first portal, and established the first new portal some hundreds of blocks away. Although they're all as bare bones as you can get for now, a one-wide bridge of cobble with zero safety precautions. I'm living on the edge. Zombie villagers were popping up frequently in the XP tower, but I had not cured any for a while. There was not housing for them, nor was the tower ready. But after a point I figured, even if the tower is unfinished, I can at least get the ball rolling on filling it up. Plus, what better way to speed the urgency of its completion along than to place the villagers in an area with dubious security? 2 new villagers were cured almost simultaneously and given the first rooms of the tower. Oddly, they seemed to arrive in pairs. One would fall to the bottom of the XP tower. I would carefully siphon off all the other mobs around him, to where he was the only one left, plug up the tower's chute, administer the cure, and then get him out into a boat where he would wait not so quietly as the cure was taking effect. But while that would go on, the mobs would fill up again in the tower, and I'd hear another zombie villager in there ready and waiting to be cured. 2 for the price of 1. Doubling the speed of any process with minimal extra time is a good thing. Now curing them was the easy part. Getting them into the apartment tower and to their suites was not quite so easy. Sometimes they caught on pretty quickly. Other times they had to be coaxed into the right direction, or just outright deterred from all other paths until they found the correct way. And sometimes that took painfully longer than it should have. Ironically, this nitwit here was one of the smartest about it. He figured it out right away with no direction for me whatsoever. On day 1007, I decided to resolve an old curiosity. This is a zombie villager, stuck in the hole on the sea floor, holding the door from a shipwreck. And he has been trapped in this spot for literally almost 3 in-game years, neither drowning nor despawning. If he's not done either, I figured he is curable and can be transported up to the surface. Now the game tried to make this difficult. Drowned, frequently spawning in made this a continual fight for survival. But I eventually managed to build a staircase up to the surface, which he slowly but dutifully followed, and once he got onto the dry land, I trapped him in a boat in the shade of 2 acacia trees, slapped a leather cap on him just in case, and began the curing process. And he was successfully treated, brought out of his watery purgatory and free to mingle with his fellow villager brethren. He was so happy, in fact, he gave me his only possession in the world, a dark oak door from the shipwreck. Now, a note to my future self. Future self, if you can still remember, for future skyscrapers, build water elevators for fast access to the uppermost floors. This tower is only 7 floors tall, but climbing up and down stairs repeatedly gets old fast. And the villagers don't always like them either. Like this guy. He's looking at me like, "This is a lot of stairs, what do you expect from me?" Exercise is good, do exercise, but sometimes efficiency is better. I'm hoping villagers can endure water elevators with no problem. I finally got around to improving my storage situation. This is what it looked like before, and this is what it looks like now. Nether themed, the first building here to use basalt and blackstone, with a much more spacious and organized 2-floor storage. And rather than guess at the amount of blackstone that I needed, I simply assumed that I did not have enough and gathered extra. Spacer J's Law of Minecraft. This new storage area should tide me over for a while. That was not the only thing I improved. The first section of the city, immediately next to the storage house, I can no longer call it a storage shed anymore, got the first steps of a beautification project. Proper streetlights are put in, the land got artificial turf from the cactus and string I have been farming, and plants from traders, trees, and the nether contributed to add more life to the landscape. A plain-looking land of cobble and smooth stone got a vitalization of color and decoration. All the districts I have built thus far will get some manner of beautification similar to this. But this can only work at the speed of my single spider spawner and the cactus farm. And back to the main project, the apartment tower. A slow but mostly steady progress over the year, though I would periodically have to stop to replenish dark prismarine or concrete supplies and all their constituent components. Sand is hard to find here, and dark prismarine is time-consuming to farm. Glass was easy at least, thanks to my villagers. The whole thing was a bit grindy at times, but such is the nature of constructing a sizable build with scarce resources. By the year's end, I was mostly just trying to finish off some 11th hour exterior designs at the tower. Landscaping around the tower with plants, decorative structures, and hidden lights to clean up the torches everywhere look, as well as more artificial turf. At this point, I feel as though I should give some proper due to a source of good tips. Some cool design ideas, both interior and exterior on here, were not mine. This table and umbrella, for instance, I borrowed and modified them from a user named Blindiggy. Sorry if I mispronounced that. And an unsanctioned advertisement. That channel has high quality design tips. Give it a look if you're low on ideas. And here is where things sit at the end of year 3. city population nearly doubled from 34 to 61 villagers. Some of those were not of my doing. A few of them appeared courtesy of the villagers themselves. And of course the guy who was trapped on the ocean floor until I freed him. And, fully constructed, fully populated, but with some decoration left, here is the mostly finished product of the first apartment tower. A full complement of 24 villagers, plus this guy here manning the lobby. I consider this one of my finer Minecraft builds to date, but the real kicker here? I'm only just getting started. Part of the Deep Ocean Challenge, besides building and populating a massive city in a survival environment that's considerably more challenging than a normal Minecraft world, is to push my building capabilities to their limits and beyond. I anticipate building bigger and better things. Didn't quite get to everything that I wanted this time, but I still accomplished plenty. But that's all for now. If you've liked this video and my past videos, hit that like button and feel free to subscribe for future content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.